good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone. Here we have a replay of a game that I played in the Z-39, a German Tier 7 premium destroyer. Now, the Z-39 was actually a real ship. She was a sister to the Z-23, and she was a Type 1936A MOB destroyer. In the German Navy, and laid down in August 1940 and launched in December 1941. At the end of the war, the United States claimed her as a prize, and she was sailed across the Atlantic to Boston initially. Here's a picture of her at Annapolis in 1945. Over the next 2 years, the Americans tested her extensively for her propulsion system, but then deemed her obsolete in 1947 and transferred her to the French Navy. After arriving in Casablanca in January 1948, she sailed to Toulon, was redesignated Q128 and was cannibalized for parts in order to replenish the parts of 3 different French destroyers, 2 of which you may have heard of: the Roche, the Marceau and the Kleber. As you can see, we've got a standard battle. And one of the ways which I like to play the Z-39 is primarily as a torpedo boat. The main reason for that being that the guns are pretty awful. The Z-39 has the 150mm Gator guns in a twin turret at the front and 2 single turrets at the back, firing every 7.5 seconds. Now, unlike other Tier 7 destroyers, the Z-39 is able to slot something in slot number 5, specifically the concealment module. Now, here you've got my setup. There are a few alterations that you could make. You could run Hydro, special module if you wanted to. In my experience, it's not really that useful at this particular tier, on this particular boat. Now, quickly onto the game before I talk about the captain skills. And as you can see, the enemy Bliska took a torpedo from one of my teammates, and through relatively low amounts of risk on my part, I'm able to try and yoink the kill secure the Tier 7 enemy pan-European destroyer. In terms of captain skills, I run Franz von Jutland, forgive me for my pronunciation there, so I'm able to take advantage of enhanced torpedo vigilance. There are obviously different ways of setting up your captain for this particular boat, and it depends on how you want to play it. This works for me. So, getting back to the specifications of the ship, with the concealment module being able to be put in, concealment can be dropped to 6.1, which is not best in class by any stretch of the imagination. The Haida is 5.7, the Shiratsuyu is 5.8, and the Udachi is also 6.1. However, it's pretty good across the board. Now, the beauty of the Z-39 is, as with many German destroyers, it's a combination of its fast reloading torpedoes and excellent hydro. Z-39 Hydro, without the Hydro equipment module, is able to detect ships at 5 kilometers and torpedoes at 3.5, but because of the enhanced torpedo vigilance skill, adding 35%, I'm able to detect torpedoes at a range of 4.72 kilometers whilst Hydro is running for its action time of 100 seconds and a cooldown of 120 seconds. The torpedoes are in a configuration of 2 quad launchers with a 90-second base reload. The range of the torpedoes is 8.5 kilometers, and they travel at 68 knots with the torpedo modification 1 in slot 3. Now, back to the game. As you can see, I've been maintaining vision for my team on the southern part of this eastern flank here, whilst also trying to kite away from the Dallas, but he's turned away, and I'm able to get in a little bit closer and start sending torpedoes in towards those juicy battleships. Now, if there's one thing I've learned about battleship players, is if they suddenly face themselves with a smoke screen that starts shooting at them, one thing they tend to do is change direction. Now, if you've got a spread of torpedoes that are going towards them and they're bow in, it's, despite being in a destroyer that's really not known for its guns, you can get a battleship to hopefully change direction and now, with the smoke already there, let's see if we can set up some fires. And the Investor suddenly turns up, and it's a good opportunity to pop the hydro just in case. He may have sent torpedoes early, and they do indeed show up pretty early on. Got lots of time to react to them, and everything is much calmer, and you're able to react much more comfortably with the enhanced vigilance and the hydro combination. And the gator got it. But time to leave. The secondaries of the Scharnhorst are already working their way in, and I don't want to get stuck in the dissipating smoke whilst the Scharnhorst pushes forward. Time to leave. May or may not get some torpedo hits here.
Torpedoes to starboard.
Yep, he's stubbornly pushing forward, so probably going to get at least 2 there. That's certainly going to blunt his advance and buy our team a bit more time. As you can see from the map at the bottom right hand corner, the enemy, the other flank rather, is not doing particularly well. And when you've got leftover torpedoes that miss the target and end up hitting a secondary target, well, you can't complain about that. Now, whilst he's focused elsewhere, let's see if we can set a fire, because he's got a flood on the torpedo hits, so his damage con should be off cooldown by now. So a fire, or possibly even 2, should finish him off. He's also under fire from everyone else. I'm either outside of his secondary range if he's got a low skilled captain, or he's got manual secondaries, and at the moment I'm okay. Now I'm going towards Nelson, who I'm hoping at this point isn't looking at me, but my hopes obviously were slightly dashed. I have to say, got a bit lucky there. That could have been a lot worse.
Problem solved, sir.
Looking for the shot, but he's ducked into cover. Now, from my perspective, the flank I'm leaving over in the east with the death of the Scharnhorst is pretty much blunted. The Peter Wilicki and the Dallas are unlikely to be as bold as they were following up the Scharnhorst, now that he's no longer there. And it's time for me to go and have a look at the other flank and see what help I can give wherever I can give it. Now, as I approach, I can see updated information regarding the Congo's position. I'm wondering where the New York is, although I dare say with the speed of that ship he's probably not gone that far away from his last known position. And the main question that's on my mind now is how to go about this. So obviously the Karlsruhe is the most forward and dangerous opponent for me to face. There are no destroyers over here, at least as far as I know, although the mast was spotted at E1. That was quite some time ago. So the fact that he's not in front of these enemy ships here would indicate to me that either he's worked his way down towards the south, towards the middle, or he's up around on the north. But I have to admit, at this time, I was quite tunnel visioned on what's in front of me.
Smoke screen set.
Fortunate to have killed the Karlsruhe pretty early on, happy to share my smoke with the Grimmy. Hopefully he can provide me with a follow-up smoke as this one runs out, if that's what's needed at the time. And for now, let's just see about getting some fires going. As he's turning away, he's outside of the range of my torpedoes, so I might as well make the most of the smoke whilst it's here. And as I pick up the Confederate award, I'm thinking that while the Congo is moving away, it's time possibly to move over out of the smoke and go after the New York, completely oblivious to the fact that the mast has appeared just to my north. And oh look, said RPF has been telling to tell you this for a fair amount of time now, and I finally caught up. But fortunately, Grimmy actually has saved me from a potentially very embarrassing situation. And the tunnel visioning is over. Well, hopefully anyway. Now with the Congo almost all but burnt out, and torpedoes on their way towards New York, the enemy team has all but collapsed, and I pick up the high caliber. Not too much left in this game now. In fact, the only real remaining question is what remaining damage I can pick up with these two spreads towards New York, and whether or not I can secure the Kraken to add to my existing tally of awards. Will I? Won't I? Yes. There it is, Kraken Unleashed. To add to the Confederates, High Caliber, First Blood, and Devastating Strike. In fact, that's actually it for the rest of the game. So let's speed up the replay, finish it off, and I'll leave you with the result screens. Thank you very much for joining me. Hope you've enjoyed the replay and the commentary. Again, please forgive me for my pronunciations. I hope you are well, stay safe, and I will catch you next time.
Engine boost deactivated.